Yes, indeed, it's a clear weather right here in Umasha, the capital of Abia State. Today being Wednesday, the third official workday of the week, right here on the floor of God's own state, Flow 94.9 FM. And it is just 29 degrees Celsius as it stands. It's going to be sunny today. But that's about that. It is still part of our morning show right here on the floor of God's own state, Flow 94.9 FM. And this is the discussion segment. We take a critical look at issues as it affects us right here in Nigeria as a nation, and also as it affects us in Abia State as a state, of course, one of the 36 states of the Federation. What do I have for you this morning? Welcome on board. The program runs every Monday, every Wednesday, and also every Friday. My name is Michael Oni. What do I have for you this morning? I want us to take a critical assessment of the fight against COVID-19 in Nigeria. So much is happening right now, and I'm sure you must have heard that Lagos State this morning declared a fourth wave of the virus already in the state. But that's about Lagos State. But a pandemic, as you know, is defined as an outbreak of disease that spreads across countries or continents, affecting more people or taking more lives than an epidemic. And the World Health Organization, as you know, declared COVID-19 to be a pandemic when it became clear that the viral illness was severe and spreading quickly over a wide area. And as we learned from our ongoing experience from COVID-19, a pandemic is a threat to humanity. Left unchecked, no continent or country is spared from its devastation, and failure to contain it within the country and allowing it to spill across borders, leading to mass hospitalization, high death tolls, and disruption of global economies. And as we saw it in the dark months, I call it dark months of 2020, the consequences of the pandemics, similar to the ruins that attend the outbreak of hostility and war. The high rates of hospitalization, skyrocketing death toll, restriction of movement has affected you and I, an economic meltdown also. Nigeria also had her own fair share of that last year. Usually, a war situation triggers robust and coordinated responses that aim to leave no room for lapses. And in such perilous times, resources are geared towards the war effort, whereby profiteering was frowned upon as a form of sabotage and perpetrators duly punished. But this morning, I want us to look at the fight against COVID from last year till this moment, because the world is still battling COVID, because although it is not on a very high note in Nigeria like it is still ravaging other countries, although we're still experiencing cases in Nigeria but on a very low rate, as if COVID-19 pandemic has not done enough damage to humanity. The discovery of the Omicron variant, you must have heard in the news, has thrown more challenges in the way for humanity. Nigeria battling with myriads of other challenges owing to the failure of our leadership, which is a sad development anyways. A sound appraisal of the situation and a pragmatic approach to confronting this will see the country coming out stronger. On several occasions right here on this platform and other platforms, we've done the analysis from a medical perspective, with medical experts looking at the non-pharmaceutical procedures you should go through. Then the government perspective, government has come out severally to also say, yes, we've done this, we've done that. We've seen states in the Federation blame progress in their state on the pandemic, looking at the economic meltdown that affected the world, affected the globe. And also, we've seen government, especially the federal government, coming out to say, yes, we gave out palliative. We gave out palliatives to cushion the effect of the pandemic on the masses. And we've seen also the federal government coming out to say, yes, we paid money into accounts of Nigerians. Anyways, I want us to have this open conversation today on the second edition of the program, that is with the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM. Let's have a heart-to-heart discussion of some sort, an open conversation. You're going to be my guest. What do you make of the fight against COVID in Nigeria? How has it affected you? And what do you make of government sincerity in the fight against COVID-19 in Nigeria? Do you think the government is doing enough? Yes. If it is no, then how can the government improve in the fight against COVID-19? And what do you think the government has not done in the fight against COVID-19? Just recently, there was this presidential steering commission. That was on Monday. The professor, a renowned professor of virology in Nigeria, wasn't so happy. He spoke about the COVID-19 pandemic and other disease outbreaks in Nigeria, and he said COVID-19 pandemic is nothing compared to the real enemies of the country. Then who are the real enemies of the country? That's a big question. The professor also answered. He said their lack of patriotism, the destroyer of the nation, self-interest, the burial ground of our national interest, corruption, the executor of our underdevelopment, and shamelessness, the destruction of our national pride. Maybe we listen to Professor Tomori, so you have an idea of the angle we're coming from this morning. We're looking at the citizens' angle, the citizens' assessment of COVID-19 fight in Nigeria by the government.
COVID-19 is not the enemy. Lassa fever is of minor league. Yellow fever is yellow-livered. Monkeypox is child's play. Cholera is a dehydrator. Our underdevelopment and backwardness rest on 4 pillars. They are the real enemies of our nation. And they are the 1, lack of patriotism, the destroyer of our nation. 2, self-interest, the burial ground of our national interest. 3, corruption, the executor of our orderly development. And 4, shamelessness, the destruction of our national pride. I'm deeply emotional. There's fever in my body. Pain drags the entire body. And I have to hold on to something to steady myself. I've wept for this country on several occasions. I will try not to do so today, but it looks like I'm failing. I woke up every day to hear, I woke up recently, just today, to hear that Canada no longer recognizes my genuine vaccination card. And Britain has clamped a travel ban on me. A few days ago, I had to know there was Omicron in Nigeria from outside. The same Kanila was telling me that Nigerians who traveled out with negative COVID laboratory results were Omicronized. Before my own CDC finally tells me that we had the variant, detected in samples collected from people recently traveled from South Africa, I asked myself, were they the people on the entourage of President Ramaphosa, or were they other people? They did not tell us that. We painfully call the reaction of the UK and Canada, we call it racism, inequality. But I say we are paying for condoning our errors of commission, and we are for overlooking our errors of omission. Mr. President and eminent leaders of our country, we must apply Build Back Better first to our old cherished culture. If we must reposition our country to end current and future diseases and pandemics, we must start with building back better those aspects of our culture that revered honor, that treasured integrity, that prized probity, that appreciated accountability, that valued transparency, that embraced honesty, that practiced fairness, that ensured equity, that dispensed justice fairly, and which cherished patriotism.
All right, that's Professor Tomori there, believing that the government has been lying to the people while the people on their part have also been responding with more lies. That's in quote. Anyways, he called for a nation where national interest would bury self-interest, saying the summit would become a mirage and a vapor if that was not the case. Anyways, joining the conversation this morning, you can be part of the conversation. We're live on Facebook also, Flow 949 FM on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Flow 949 FM. You can drop your comments there. You can also share your thoughts with me this morning on the program. 0808 182 6949 or 0811 605 2949. Also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. It is time for you to do an assessment of the government's fight against COVID-19. Do you think the government has tried? Do you think the government is sincere? The palliatives given, did you get? What do you think should what do you think the government should have done differently that the government didn't do differently, in the fight against COVID. Do you think we've learned so much from the COVID fight, looking at the infrastructures that are meant to being rejigged, especially during the scourge of COVID last year? So much has not been said about that again. We were all here in the country last year when it was the peak of the COVID in Nigeria. Yes. Good morning to you. Okay, that didn't pull through. 0808 182 6949. 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Yeah, no, it's calling from Aba.
All right.
Yeah, in terms of what your question, federal government has done well. Our government, our leaders has done well, because if they didn't do.
Wow, what's going on with the network this morning? Interesting. Anyways, as you know, COVID-19 pandemic isn't unlike an outbreak of war. It's a viral attack, on humanity, and it requires a coordinated global response. And that response was also we got that response from Nigerian authorities. But what do you make of the response given to the COVID war in Nigeria? Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform.
Morning, Mike.
You're welcome.
I'm calling from Mumbai.
All right.
Like me, when COVID-19 came to Nigeria last year, sometime last year, many of the Nigerians, like the professor said, never believed it, because of the way our people and the government in power handles it. Because I said that if you are not properly informed, one or someone may be deformed. But the issue remains the way they are managing it. If they were not sincere, I believe that COVID-19 is very, very real. And it has killed some people, some of our people here in Nigeria, in Abia State, and entire world. But the issue, most times you see them elaborating issues when it's not supposed to be so. They will tell you that for security reasons you are not supposed to do this and do that. Now this last one that came up, Omicron variant, that they told us that it's going to do this and do that. I don't know whether the Nigerian government, they always overblown issues. I don't know whether they're doing it to get sympathy from international communities so that they will be sent, they send some dollars to them. They want the real this sickness that came last year. What's that the name again? The real COVID-19 that came last year. I believe that as much money was sent to Nigerian coffers.
So you're doubting. You're doubting the sincerity. So you're doubting the sincerity of the government in the fight against COVID.
Of course, the way they are planning issues, they should be able to tell us how much they received and how they spend those money. They will tell you that you've spent billions of dollars, to affect lives, the people that COVID-19 affected. Where are those monies? Where did they? Who are who? I don't know whether you received the money. So that the sincerity of government by federal government is something not to reckon on.
All right.
Because I keep saying that any foundation that is built on lies will never stand the test of time.
Right,
they are not sincere the way they are going after this COVID-19. Talk more of
in terms of the finances, right? In terms of the management of the financial aspect of
information about the sickness itself.
All right.
Information about the disease, you see them. They're told us, Omicron will kill, do this.
Let's get more reactions on the phone line.
To get that money.
Thank you.
Once they get the money, I don't know how they're going to manage it or to use it.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform.
Yeah, beautiful one is the midweek of the week. To you, Mr. Michael Aloni.
Thank you for joining us.
Don Casey guy for me.
All right, Don Casey. Let's have this conversation. What do you make of the government's fight against COVID in Nigeria?
Mr. Michael Aloni. let me fight you from this angle.
Okay.
You know that the warmongers is more dangerous to eat up the flesh of anyone than the war itself. Let me tell you something. Because the warmongers are ready to, they come up with anything that is more dangerous, that can even threaten the life, that can even danger one's life. The person before the time of that person, the person might die before his time. So what are we trying to say? Let me tell you, before the descendant of this Omicron, I got the information before they now started coming out with their pronouncement that three people have gotten it. And I see, I was one of the persons that I discussing it with people, telling them that that's another way of coming in, to play their own, play their dance, their music dance. They know how to play their music dance, and that now is another way. So I want to say this: this president of South Africa, Ramaphosa, this man now, he know that they accommodated him. I think he was here in Nigeria, and ask this question: those three people, they are telling us now that they are the people who fall victim of it. Do they have any common maybe boundary, or do they have any interaction, or do they go close to him? But South Africa is the people we know that have already this is existing in their country. But now look at it this way: that man, that professor, have said it clearly. He have come out to say the truth. The transparency, the fairness is not there. These people are just trying to come up for anytime, any day with anything they feel like they can help them
what do you think the government should do? Okay,
now the government should know that we have challenges now we are facing in our country, and those challenges is all about our economy. Let them invite the experts, the economic experts, and forget about the issue of health. NCDC seems like they are cooperating with the federal government.
All right.
There's no truth of it. So what I'm trying to say now, they should forget about it. Better that we suffer, allow ourselves to be in that fever or coronavirus or even Omicron.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform.
Yes, Mr. Michael, good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
All from Alaba.
All right.
Mr. Mike,
yes.
I have to blame the federal government and both the states.
Okay.
I can't blame the federal government alone. The states has their own share about my blame. If you see the poor state of our hospitals, you are no more take a walk to FMC. You will see that there is a problem there. If our country, if Nigeria will at least develop our hospitals, to put them to a standard, I don't think that the US or the Canada will detect Omicron virus over there. Why we are supposed to do it? Why we're supposed to detect it here? Mike, I don't know, when last did you play the jingle of COVID-19 as in this COVID?
The awareness is still on the aspect of the media.
Yes. It's very, very poor this time along. I don't know whether your station has seen it. No funds from the state, no funds from the federal government to educate the rural people that this sickness still exists. I could remember when the governor of Abia State survived this COVID-19. He promised that he was going to build a world-class hospital. To date, where is it? Our leaders are our problem in this Nigeria. I like how US banned as in place Nigeria on a red alert. You can't destroy this place and go over there. That professor of virology, I'm even praying for
but the area of profiling and discrimination, which the federal government is claiming now, you've not factored that in.
It's not discrimination, Mike. It's not discrimination. Let me tell you. If you have a pool and you want to come to my own house, when I know that pool is contagious, I will tell you not to come. So that I will not give my family a pool. So it's not about it. They know what safety is all about. They are trying to protect the safety of their citizens. Nigeria had that Omicron is in South Africa. Then why do you allow the president of South Africa to visit Nigeria? If it's Nigeria, would they allow Nigeria to visit them?
Okay.
I can't really. Sometimes I wonder the attitude of both the federal and our state government. The way they do, I don't think they even try to live a legacy when they leave office. I'm telling you the truth. Come to in Calapa, you will see how everywhere is. Ordinary drug. You have to go and tell person to go to the pharmacy and buy drug. You are going to.
So in summary, Dr. Ken, you're saying that the federal government has not been sincere, and the state government also not been sincere.
Both of them, they have not been.
Then what about the citizens?
I can tell you authoritatively.
Okay.
The best hospital in Venezuela is owned by in Nigeria here. Go to South Africa, go to Ghana. They build world-class schools and hospitals there. What about in Nigeria here?
All right, Dr. Ken, thank you for joining us this morning and also sharing your thoughts with us. We do appreciate you. Interesting. Hello, good morning to you. Keep your calls coming. Let's have your thoughts. What do you make of the government's fight against COVID, both the state governments and the states of the federation and also the federal government? What's your assessment? We've had time to get the assessment of medical experts severally on this platform and also the assessment of the government officials. But what do you make of the fight against COVID in Nigeria? Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Whoa. Okay. I will have to take a break now. When we return, we continue the conversation this morning on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, part of our morning show right here. We call Morning Spice on the Flow of God's Own State midweek. The third official work day of the week, Wednesday, the 8th of December 2021. We're counting down to Christmas already anyways. Thank you very much for staying tuned. And this morning, we're doing citizens' assessment of federal government and also state government fight against COVID in Nigeria. Of course, I've heard conversation with some persons this morning and, many are confused, however, that the managers of COVID in Nigeria do not even know whether there is the Omicron variant in the country or not. At some point, had someone complaining about the visitor, the South Africa's president, who was a visitor to Nigeria when countries were banning flight. Of course, even from South Africa, we received South Africa's president, Cyril Ramaphosa, as a state house guest in the country, and a couple of hours later, the new variant, the Omicron variant ravaging the world right now, was detected in Nigeria. Quite unfortunate anyways. Then at some point, when we were living in denial in the country that, well, we do not have this new variant in Nigeria, it was detected in faraway Canada. I mean, from Nigerians that traveled to Canada and then later UK now banned a flight into Nigeria. I mean, banned flights coming from Nigeria, and also banned people, placed a visa restriction on Nigerians. And of course, which Nigeria also said is discriminatory and profiling. Well, it's quite unfortunate anyways. But in the midst of all this, what do you make of the federal government's fight and also state government fight against COVID in Nigeria? What is your assessment? That's the big question we're asking this morning. From your own point of view, we've heard from the medical experts, we've heard from the government. You know their position already, but what is your position? What do you make of this fight right from last year till date? At some point, development were affected, meaning infrastructures were affected, and it was blamed on the economic meltdown, of course, caused by COVID. 0808 182 6949 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. It is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM. It was some days ago that the world's greatest fear about the coronavirus pandemic was confirmed in Nigeria. The discovery of the new mutation that's known as the Omicron, and of course, a development which reminds us strongly that the pandemic is far from over. More than 20 months after the virus was detected in Wuhan, that's a faraway China. The world has gone through many twists and turns with lockdowns, travel restrictions, a global demand and supply crisis, the struggle to find a vaccine, and the politics of vaccine manufacturing and vaccination. And by the middle of 2021, yes, economies began to return to the path of recovery. But what do you make of this government as a government fight against COVID in Nigeria? Hello, good morning to you. Hello. Hello, good morning to you. Oh, that didn't pull through. What's going on with the lines this morning? 0808 182 6949. 0811 605 2949. You can also drop messages on 0906 510 8289. Follow the conversation on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we're at Flow 949 FM. We have the visuals of this program running on the Facebook page. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Mike.
Yes, you're welcome. Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Mike.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Prince Will, calling you from Mumbai.
All right, Mr. President.
Well, to me, our government has never been almost in terms of making sure that this very virus is
what's going on with the line? Anyways, from the government explanation, right from the sensitization, don't you think we should score the government high in the area of sensitization, especially from last year till date? And that's another angle I'm looking at it. I'm seeing it, the whole thing. But what's your assessment? You have the right to your opinion anyways. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, my name is Chief Indudisi Wadimeke. I'm calling from Inta.
You're welcome, Chief.
Yes, Mike. You see, Mike, COVID-19 came through the laboratories based in Wuhan, in China. And from what we know of that illness, that disease, the virus, it has come first wave, second wave, third wave. This is now the fourth wave. The Omicron is the fourth wave. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm a citizen. I'm a human being. I have lost about three persons I know directly from this COVID pandemic. It's very unfortunate. But my area of interest now is on the palliative. As much as the citizens cannot do much because we don't know if actually it's coming from the air, from the wind, if it's coming from contact, it's coming from anywhere afterwards. You can see 2 weeks ago there was a rain that fell in my area that is completely black. Nobody could explain that. Completely black. It may be from the skies that these diseases are dropping. From the network, they say it's G5 or what? The G5 line, I don't know the technicalities of the service providers. But the palliative system, the federal government said they have released billions of naira when the king came last year. Who got it here? Nobody. Now the state government here in Abia State said they have released it. They have released palliatives. They keep announcing. They go to churches. They go to market women. They go to student unions to release palliatives. We have students in the school. We have churches there. We have citizens here. Ordinarily, we have local government headquarters here. Nobody received it from my perspective. Then the local government. Nobody received income. So the solution of the theories, sometimes, we want to say is allegedly claimed that the federal government fund that was released, the billions of naira that they say they released to citizens. People have been making ideas.
So your question in the distribution of the palliatives by the federal government, then, palliatives were given in food items, and also monies were shared also through some platforms by the federal government, COVID-19 loans, and also. Okay.
The system says the rumors have it, and it's allegedly so, that it was only the Fulani camps that got that palliative from the Federal Ministry of Finance. Now here in Abia State, it is allegedly rumored that it's only the Ngwa family Ngwa community that got the palliative.
I think that's a clanging statement. I don't think that is correct, according to facts that we have here.
I believe you that it's not correct.
Okay, very well. So we should not share that on radio.
The circumstances on ground, how can you ask somebody to go in, quarantine himself, and you are distributing palliatives on the basis of who knows who, and not who is your citizen? It is unfair. So I am thinking that if any community or any citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria begin now to resist any lockdown procedures or defy the government's pronouncement, how to check it.
All right, Chief.
Nobody will do. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome.
This is Monday. Calling from Umuahia.
You're welcome, Mr. Monday. What's your assessment of the federal government's fight against COVID in Nigeria?
Yes, my dear brother, this country is called Nigeria. I always fight for this country, just like the prof said. Most of the problems we have, we cause it ourselves. Now, everybody is crying about the ban. Why would they ban us from coming to that? It's even good. I support the ban. Let us all remain here and keep this country in order. Because all these people, all these politicians, they have the privilege of traveling abroad with their families. They are taking medical, they are different. They don't care about the poor masses. Now, if it's possible for all these countries to ban us, even for 5 years, let's build this country. Let all of us remain here. If we are sick, we remain here. Then we all be serious. Even putting all those amenities that we go to overseas to enjoy, we put them in place here. I am totally in support of the ban. I'm totally in support of it. It's good. It's just like one of the callers said. And maybe a friend of yours, you heard that he's having a cold, and he said he's coming to your home. And you know the risk of that person coming to your home. It means your family might be, affected, infected. You ask that person, please don't come now, because for now it's not safe for me.
Okay, if you're in support of the ban, have you not, don't you, without considering the ripple effect on other persons, now you're looking at the benefit of keeping the political class, the ruling class in Nigeria. What about those that are meant to go outside the country for education purpose and also for other issues, for business, that are not a part of this political class that you're not so happy with?
It will affect all of us.
Yes.
It will affect all of us. It's better we go through that thing of building this country now than enjoying that luxury of going overseas, holidays, medical checkup, education, this and that, overseas. While our country here, we don't have anything here to offer. We are not even keeping anything for I trust my children. When we all do all these politics, we are playing with everything. One day we will die and go. And these children will remain here and be suffering. It's better if they will stand up. I'm in support of it. Let's remain here and build this country.
All right.
This is the only country we have.
All right, thank you.
We don't have any other country.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. We do appreciate you. Let's get more reactions on the phone line. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
My name is Enoch Ekuru.
You're welcome, Mr. Enoch.
I cannot rule out that the government has done something significant on the fight of COVID-19 with the limited resources at its disposal. But many Nigerians doubt the existence of the virus in the country, and as a result, many are reluctant to take the jab as they no longer believe in their leaders. I confirm with Professor Tomori that COVID-19 is not Nigeria's major enemy, but good corrupt practices have subjected many Nigerians to horrifying life experiences. COVID-19 is just a sideline enemy that just came up last year, and they killed them in the issues of the health sector, which they neglected for years with the indigenous of the poor masses. As they themselves resort to traveling to other countries where their leaders keep things in order elsewise. It is very unfortunate.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Good morning, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
I am Leo Ogubonka. I'm calling from Umar.
All right, Mr. Leo.
Thank you very much. See, I, for one reason, support United Kingdom's travel ban on Nigerians. If you listen very well to those who have who and the corridors of power and who have so much on them, you will come to terms with the understanding that they are only after their own interests, because they are much concerned with family members who will want to travel to UK to spend the Christmas time with their families. Now, that is for the few highly placed Nigerians. They don't consider those other several millions of Nigerians who are wallowing in abject poverty, who can hardly find their one square meal a day. So I support this. How many Nigerians, after all, have the intention to travel to UK to spend their Christmas holidays? That does not mean anyway that we are envious of the rich or the affluent. No. But we should be average in our considerations. Two, government palliative. Like someone said here in this platform, federal government dished out billions of naira to so many states, and the states equally claimed they had dished out palliatives. I can tell you, and emphatically clear that Umuago as a community and her neighboring communities, no community within Umu and Okaiga can say that they received 1 naira worth of palliative from either federal, state, or local government. So, how our leaders, we don't really know if they are actually the main part of our problems, or if it is the amalgamation that took place 1914 that is actually the Nigeria's problem today. I know for certain that whether it be the leaders or the led, one day, as long as we live, as long as we did not die of COVID-19, and the government refuses to reach us with the palliatives, God will also protect us in this Omicron segment of the coronavirus. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. We do appreciate you. We have messages on our Facebook page and also the SMS line. Good morning, Flo and Michael. If the speech by Professor Tomori is anything to go by, then federal government is losing the COVID-19 war. Until we show sincerity in the fight against this pandemic, we may encounter greater challenge in our relationship amongst the Committee of Nations. I sincerely believe it's high time both the federal government and state governors sit down to seek and provide a lasting solution to this malady in the COVID-19 administration. Chief is Abraham from Itumbuzo and Bender. Thank you, Chief, for sharing your thoughts with us. Mr. Mike, my position as a person and as a medical practitioner, both the federal and the state government, is F9. No proactive measures yielding positive results. Dr. Ken, thank you for sending the message again. Federal government and state government are doing their best, but the masses are not responding enough, which I ascribe to religion and ignorance. Kanu Zomba from Isukweto. Thank you, Kanu Zomba. Anyways, it's very important that despite the low assessment given by the citizens, because if you do the analysis of all the calls we received today on the program, they didn't score the federal government and the state government high. They scored the call has scored the federal government and the state government low, and the fight against COVID much more. Look at the areas of the sensitization and the funds also ascribed, of course, released for palliatives and of course to cushion the effect of this COVID, but quite unfortunate anyways. But it is very important that the biggest challenge to note here that the biggest challenge in Nigeria is what can be best described as people's COVID fatigue. We're tired. In the early days, we all remember that it was possible for the Nigerian government to impose nationwide lockdowns, restrictions of movement, and compulsory use of face masks in the public places. But nightclubs also and restaurants were shut in major cities and towns, and places of religious worship were also required to follow strict COVID-19 protocols. But it also helped. But today we've forgotten that. So it's very important that we return to the general COVID protocols, even if the government does not respond, and as we are still trying to avoid the widespread of this Omicron. Very important that we wear our face mask, we wash our hands, and observe social distancing, and get the people vaccinated. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Many thanks for your calls and also your messages and your thoughts on our Facebook page. We do appreciate you. Many thanks to the producer of the program, Samson Eze, and also Tayelolu Akinloton, Ifeanyi Azumiro. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on the Facebook page, and also Omaga Namani. We do appreciate you. Do enjoy the rest of your day and also stay safe. My name is Michael Oni.